idea. We know what the results were for that year, and we can see where we were to that point in the fiscal year, and then make some comparisons. It's still not an exact science because of how things get posted, but it's I think, more than what we currently have, and at least for me, I would find that useful.
Yeah, because the average seems to be on these percentages about, 40 something, so. Is that, from your knowledge, or, your experience, is that about right where we normally are this time
Yes,
of year?
we've been reviewing the revenue sources, and we are on point with our revenue. I mean, there's some areas that we need, like, for example, the tax revenue. Here in a couple weeks, we'll have all of our tax revenue in, and it's not recorded directly to the revenue account. It's recorded in your receivable, and then it's allocated out accordingly. So the tax revenue has always been a plugged, estimated number, but we've been working to have it be an actual, realistic number that's being recorded in the revenue versus just plugging a number in. So we do know what our tax revenue is, it's just not posted to these accounts.
But the rest of these are actuals, right?
Yes.
Does this budget include all of the anticipated pension contributions, or is it still short a payment?
No, it's not short. We did make our full general employees pension payment this year.
There's not another payment this fiscal year that we're supposed to make?
Not for general employees pension. We do have police and fire in March and June, I think.
Misty, was that part of one of the budget amendments a couple months ago?
We did I remember that budget amendment, but I don't know why I thought there was a second payment for general like there was police, and that's why I was asking.
We pay
Because the
general
budget
employees
amendment was
once.
for that one payment.
Yes, we pay general employees October 1st every year, and the budget that was adopted in May had the 13-14, 14-15, and the 16 fiscal years shorted. So we've amended the budget to include the full payment for this year. We did make that payment, and we did include the full payment for the next 2 fiscal years as well.
Thank you.
Item number 13 is motion to receive and file the January 2014 paid invoices. Any other questions, discussion? Item 14 is a motion to approve the deputy clerk attending the 2014 Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks Semester Academy for a price not to exceed $679.50.
Questions, anybody?
Oh, yeah. So you're not going to this, or you're?
No, I'm
sending
going
hers?
in 1 week before. I haven't, she's already received her certification from the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks. So she graduated in 2011. This is just like a follow-up. Clerks can become a certified municipal clerk, and you need so much education in order to get there. And this is points towards that, as well as, I don't know if you have the schedule, but there's some interesting classes in here that I would be mind attending, but she's going to bring back the information with her to prove. She will be paying for her own meals and mileage, and this will be accommodated for in my budget.
She get continuing education credits for this, or something towards
Kind of
it?
like that towards the certified municipal clerk. I don't know of very many certified municipal clerks around this area. I know Romulus clerk Ellen, she is certified.
Okay.
So that's what Sage is going towards. She kind of stopped for a few years due to budget, but we've done well in our budget this year. Made some cuts and stuff where we could save some money, and I just would like to offer her this chance to go and follow up on saving education if possible.
Item 15 is a motion to approve the purchase and sale agreement between the City of Taylor and Provisions LLC Provisions for a building located at 25350 Course Road. I guess that's the FI.
Madam Chair, this is the ever so popular FIA building. When I came into office, we attempted to salvage the lease with the state of Michigan, and we were unsuccessful. They opted to pull out and, I don't know, position themselves somewhere on an interim basis while they constructed their permanent facility in Inkster. I don't know any of the details. They really, I mean, John, Mr. Martin and I went back and forth and spent a lot of time chasing these folks around, and we just couldn't prevail. You know, I don't know if the damage was too far deep or if they just had made their mind up. I don't know all the circumstances. So we quickly had assessing, pull some comparables and come up with a price to list it on the market. And we put it on the market, and I think a week ago or so, I had sent you the email that Eric Dunlap had put together and the comparables that he used to arrive at the number that he thought the fair market value should be set at. And in that time, Murray Wikol and his group presented the city with a formal offer, a written offer, and I know that there was a previous attempt to purchase this at some point in time, but it was predicated on the ability to secure a long-term commitment from the state of Michigan. This particular offer has no bearing on securing any conditions of who, but there is a due diligence period that's built into this. I'll let Murray talk about, you know, what his intentions are with the site. This is an opportunity, again, the city of Taylor, we have to get out of the real estate business. So, you know, we're trying to, you know, we're not interested in giving anything away, but we're definitely not interested in maintaining properties when we have the ability to sell them and possibly put them back on the tax roll. So, if I could introduce you to Mr. Wikol, and then of course he can answer any questions about what his intentions are, and then we can go back to what your questions may be regarding the actual deal itself.
So we go back to you now?
Yeah.
Hi, good evening. My name's Murray Wikol. I'm President and Chief Executive Officer of Provisions. Provisions is three things. We do development, redevelopment, public-private partnership, economic development in the U.S. and Europe. We're Michigan-based, headquartered here in Michigan. We do a lot of adaptive reuse projects, do a lot of green buildings, work with municipalities, counties, states, mainly on adaptive reuse type initiatives. Previous projects we've done here in Taylor include the Taylor Business Center over the old adaptive reuse project of the Detroit Edison building.
And for those of you that aren't familiar, that's across the street from Taylor Meadows, that old Edison building.
Yeah, and that was a LEED certified project we did. We are working on two or three other projects in Taylor, including the Taylor Retail Center over on Eureka Road, the adaptive reuse of that piece of property. What we would do is reconfigure this for office, conference center, and/or retail space there, and we would invest quite a bit of money in addition to what we'd invest in the acquisition of this property. We'd put it on the tax rolls, pay taxes, and do an adaptive reuse project, try to do as much green building type principles and best practices as we could.
So you're just gonna modify the structure and lease spaces out?
That's correct.
And that's awful big building over there. That's the part. Parking's not the best.
Yeah,
Not a lot of spaces.
the parking's probably something, you know, that needs to be planned. We've put the whole building on to computer-aided design. We've done 3D modeling of it using AutoCAD and Revit 2014, and we think there's ways that that building could be adaptive reuse. Trying to find probably one tenant or one group for the whole building, I think might be problematic, so we're going to look at it both